I wanted to do this for a while. The last couple of days I was navigating through a little incident in my condo building. We had a major fire on P1, so it's the first underground level, in the electrical room. There was a little bit of an explosion, there was a big fire, and my entire building lost all heat, hydro, power, like everything gone. So now we have a big transport truck size generator that is generating power for the whole condo, because apparently it's going to take 20 weeks to get the part for the electrical room control panel so that we can have power on our own attached to the grid. I don't know how it works, honestly, because I'm not into that whole hydro thing and how it works, but all I know is that we were all displaced from our condos for 3 days. And now we're back, so this is really actually a huge blessing that we were able to get an external generator to be able to give us power so that I can come to you today and share with you something super exciting, Future Centurion Life. This is my longevity lifestyle. First thing, people are asking me, what is Future Centurion Life? Well, centurion, okay, a person who lives to be 100 years old is called a centenarian. To me, the word centenarian sounds very weak and frail, but a centurion sounds like a little bit more badass. So this is basically like my badass self living to be over 100, and this is the blueprint that I am using in my everyday life in order to get me to be 100 and beyond. As we know, the ultimate goal is to become a verified Guinness World Record holder in longevity, and that will take me to 122 years plus 165 days ripe. This is the longevity lifestyle. This is the blueprint to how I healed myself, all of the tools that I used, and it's the blueprint to how I live my everyday life in order to have the capability to live with vitality, living a symptom-free life, living my best life, my most active life, my strongest life, my mentally clear life. All of the things that everyone wants in their life, I have achieved utilizing this blueprint. And now I'm able to offer you this blueprint if you are looking to achieve your best and longest life. Today, I'm going to take you through this monstrous 712-page textbook so you have an idea as to why the investment for my blueprint to my longevity lifestyle costs a pretty penny. So I'm just going to read off the table of contents to you first to give you an idea of what is inside. So in the beginning is obviously taking you back to my past, what my old self had to navigate through and the challenges that I had to overcome. Then there is the supplement trap, my absolute favorite chapter in this whole book. Anyone who is on a supplement-heavy healing protocol will find so much value in my chapter, the supplement trap. It's literally going to empower you to stop spending so much money on supplements that are not actually getting you to where you want your health to be. I end up showing you the tools that I used in order to reverse all of my chronic symptoms and conditions and ultimately come to this place in my life that I'm living my best life. And it's what I want for you as well. So this is a really empowering chapter on supplements, supplement usage, and things to consider when potentially thinking about maybe pulling the plug on all of your supplements. Now, I'm not saying you have to get rid of all of your supplements, but I'm saying we certainly do not need to be spending hundreds of dollars every month, month over month, year over year, in order to achieve our best, longest life. Most people are spending all of this money on supplements, yet they're not getting their health to a place where they really need it to be. So the supplement trap, that's a really good one. Next chapter, my poor liver, everyone's poor liver. Mastering the art of discernment. You can't pour from an empty cup. My healing journey, take 2, is when I just said goodbye to all the supplements and I took a more grassroots focused approach to healing myself, which turned out really well for me. Healing doesn't come easy. How long did it take me to heal? My ambitious goal. What I have in common with the longevity experts. My keys to longevity. Where do I get my nutrients? That's a really good section too. That's all in the first section. The next section is the how-to chapters. Hydration, herbal infusion, frequently asked questions, herbal infusions, how to prepare them, how to make herbal decoctions, Smile's signature herbal blends, Smile's signature herbal blend recipes, how to grow sprouts and microgreens, how to dry fresh herbs, Smile's kitchen tips and hacks. Then section 3 is about my zero waste practices, Smile's alcohol-free herbal hot toddies, frequently asked questions. That one is an amazing chapter. Smile's herbal hot toddy recipes, Smile's zero waste recipes, food waste, a global crisis. Section 4 is about fueling, cleansing and fasting, Smile's 5-day juice fast for fall and winter, Smile's 5-day juice fast spring and summer, what I eat in a week, the meal plan, Smile's longevity supportive juice recipes, Smile's longevity supportive herb smoothie recipes, Smile's meal of the day recipes, Smile's salsas and dips. Section 5, I had some amazing support by my partner in longevity and contributing author in this longevity textbook, Jenny Deal, and she put together some really great information that we really want to put in our back pocket and carry with us along our journey about things that we're putting in and on our body, chemicals, synthetic ingredients, and in this book is a platinum standard guide to ingredients. This list of over 3,000 ingredients gives you an idea of where mine and Jenny's standards are in terms of what we will put on and in our body, and more importantly, what we won't put on and in our body. Anybody who is really wanting to be a little bit more proactive with their ingredient label reading and discernment, this section is really going to help show you where mine and Jenny's standards are as two people who are really striving to live our best, longest life. Our standards far supersede those of the Environmental Working Group and other regulatory agencies that try and tell you what's safe and what's not safe. You'd be surprised how these regulatory bodies are telling you things that may not necessarily be 100% true. So that's a really great section to zone in on if you want to set a little bit higher level of standards for your own self with what you're putting on and in your body. Then there's Smile's skincare routine, and then I go head to head with the elephant in the waiting room. It shows you, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it really helps you to utilize your discernment, and it's really going to make you think about all of the misinformation that's out there, or how sometimes, you know, you'll hear one side of the story on Instagram, but you don't hear the whole story. They leave little bits and pieces out, and I take it on like head on. It's really good. What is Smile Aerobics? Obviously bouncing on my stability balls, which are behind me, doing this every single day with my resistance bands. And why do I do it? There's so many aspects about my Smile Aerobics, bouncing on that stability ball with resistance bands, that you wouldn't even imagine could help you in certain areas of longevity and health. But I break it down for you in this chapter. And then my final thoughts, lots of mindset work is in that chapter. And so let's just take a real quick breeze through this book. This book is 5.5 pounds. And so it looks like it's a little awkward for me to hold, only because it kind of is. I do want to say, for all of you who have already purchased this beautiful, massive longevity textbook, you want to handle this book with extra love and care and be really gentle with it, because ultimately it's just glued together. But because the book is so heavy, if you don't treat it gingerly, that glue is going to come unglued. The very beginning of the book are testimonials from clients that I've worked with that we have applied aspects of my longevity lifestyle. So you can read about that. And then a little bit about what I was battling in terms of my symptoms here, just to give you a little bit of an overview as to what the book is all about. And table of contents, which we've already seen. So the introduction is just going to take you through my past, my old self, things that I encountered in my life. It just gives you a little bit of an overview as to kind of where I came from, so you understand the challenges that I had to navigate through in my lifetime. And in the beginning, same thing. It's just an overview of my life and where I was and all of the things that I had to navigate through and basically overcome. Then there's the supplement trap. Lots of great goodies in this chapter. And I even show you, I had one of my clients who gave me their list of supplements and everything that they were taking. And I honestly believe that so many of you are going to resonate with this section. I also break down a chart of all the supplements that I was on, so you too have an understanding of where I was for 5 years during my supplement heavy healing protocol. My poor liver, everyone's poor liver. This is going to take you through how I bastardized my liver and sort of help you understand a little bit more of where my health ended up to where it ended up because of the things that I was doing to my liver, both knowingly and unknowingly. Mastering the art of discernment. Again, this is just to get your critical thinking skills engaged. Basically, I don't think that we use our critical thinking skills and our discernment enough these days, and this chapter is going to sort of empower you to start using your critical thinking skills and discernment. You can't pour from an empty cup. This section is for especially moms who put themselves on the back burner while they try and do everything for everyone else around them. And this is a very empowering chapter to help you take your power back, moms, so that you can actually fill your cup. Because we know when you don't have anything in your cup, you have really nothing to give anyone else. And that kind of a lifestyle is only going to last for so long before you end up running yourself into the ground, and then you're no good to no one. Not anyone around you and not yourself. And we don't want that. So this chapter helps to empower you and gives you strategies, actionable strategies that you can utilize in terms of how to take yourself off that back burner and how to fill up your own cup and how to use the support of your family in the process in doing so. My healing journey, take 2. This is once I got rid of all my supplements and I turned to a more grassroots approach to healing. So I talk about my healing journey, how it wasn't pretty in the beginning, all the symptoms that I had to navigate through. And obviously, when you read the symptoms that I'm navigating through, if you resonate with the symptoms that I went through, then this book is even that much more targeted towards you, because as I mentioned, I put all the tools in here that I used for myself with my symptoms. So maybe, let me just take this moment to read to you what I was going through. Anxiety, bad breath, bloating, blurred vision, body odor, body temperature fluctuation, brain zaps, brittle nails, burning eyes, clusters of bumps on my skin, dandruff, dark circles under my eyes, dark urine, daytime lethargy, depression, difficulty concentrating, difficulty focusing, difficulty sleeping, discharge, distended stomach, dry skin patches, emotional releases, eye twitches, flu-like symptoms, frequent bronchitis, frequent chest infections, frequent loose bowels, bowels, frequent sinus infections, frequent urination, gassy, hair loss, headaches, heart palpitations, insatiable hunger, insomnia, irritability, itchy bottoms of my feet, itchy skin, metallic taste in my mouth, mucus production, nausea, and night sweats. So once again, if you resonate with these symptoms, then this book is probably going to be a very valuable tool for you to utilize in your own healing journey. Healing doesn't come easy, because it's not easy, and so this empowers you to move through your healing journey with grace, forgiveness, patience, understanding, and giving you a little bit of hope for better days ahead, which I think we all can use that when we're on our healing journey. How long did it take for me to heal? My ambitious goal, this is where I talk about being a future world record holder in longevity and what that looks like. What I have in common with the longevity experts: solitude and longevity. I have a few journal entries throughout this textbook, and it kind of gives you this inside look into how my brain is wired. Very interesting stuff, especially when you read it, because you actually get to see how I think about certain things. And a lot of times what I think is so different than what everybody else is saying out there. And it's not that I'm trying to be controversial. I just happen to think quite a bit differently than the rest of the free world. So it's really interesting to be able to gain those insights that you don't necessarily hear every day. My keys to longevity: choosing to be happy, daily expressions of gratitude, being in complete control of my thoughts at all times, learning to cut the cord, being my own best friend. That's a good one. Practicing forgiveness, finding the good in every situation, exercising daily, dancing to the beat of my own drum, and then some actionable steps in terms of stress and stress management. Where do I get my nutrients? This is a fabulous section. I talk about antioxidants. Where do I get my protein? I break down the essential amino acids. Most people, they refer to it as protein. I refer to it as amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. But more importantly, I actually have charts here of all of the essential amino acids, and in alphabetical order, I have listed my most favored sources of these particular amino acids, because as we all know, I live a plant-forward lifestyle. So I'm always having people ask me, where do you get your protein? And I'm like, well, excuse me. I actually get my amino acids through my plant-forward dietary lifestyle, and I break it down for you here in individual amino acids so that you can get a better idea as to the types of foods that I consume in order to get all of my essential amino acids, which my body then takes and utilizes as building blocks to create the proteins that my body needs on a daily basis. So this section is super important because this gives you a breakdown of the nutrients that I feel are the most valuable for my body, for my longevity lifestyle. So I discuss a little bit about what the nutrients do within my body, what they're for. I talk a little bit about potential deficiencies and what a deficiency may look like. And then I break down the sources of where I receive these nutrients and these vitamins and these minerals. So this section basically is like all of the vitamins. Where do I get my B1, B2, B3, my vitamin D, my K, the different types of vitamin K? Where do I get my zinc? Where do I get my calcium, my magnesium, my potassium, my phosphorus? Where do I get my silica? Where do I get my iron? Where do I get my sodium? Where do I get my chloride? Where do I get my selenium? Where do I get my inositol? Where do I get my glutathione? Where do I get my fats? Honorable mention section are some other nutrients that the body requires, especially in terms of bone building. So this is my bone building team, talking about supporting every fundamental system in my body. Where do I get my trace minerals? Where do I get my glucose? Section 2 is the how-to section. So I talk about hydration here. My herbal infusion, frequently asked questions. So everything that you need to know about making herbal infusions and herbal decoctions. And this is my signature blend recipe section. So all of these recipes here are blends of herbs that I put together for myself in order to reverse all of my chronic symptoms and conditions. So let me just give you a quick overview of what some of these recipes are so that you have an idea of the tools that I used for myself in order to heal. Adrenal Armor, Bile Booster, Blood Bolster, Cough Comfort, Deep Dream Delight, Energy Elixir, Fog Fighter, Fungal Foe Fighter, Gut Guardian, Hair Heroine, Hormone Harmonizer, Ironclad Immunity, Liver Lifeline, Lymph Launch, Metal Fusion Flush, Migraine Mender, Mouthwash Magic, Noodle Nourish, Pain Pacifier, Parasite Purge, Passion Potion, Pathogen Patrol, Phlegm Flusher, PMS Peace, Rad Remover, Rapid Recovery, Respiratory Recovery, SIBO Support, Silica Synergy, Soul Snuggle, Throat Therapy, Timeless Tonic, Tranquility Trance, and Vapor, which is a steam inhalation for congestion. So in this book, you will get all of my recipes, how to make them, what they taste like, how to use them. So this ultimately is how I transitioned away from my supplements and turned to God's medicine. And then a little section from Mama Smiles, how Mama Smiles grows her microgreens. So this is a step-by-step section to help you grow microgreens at home. And then a section about how I make my own homegrown sprouts, how I dry fresh herbs, my kitchen tips and hacks, some affirmations here as a gentle reminder for all of us. And then my kitchen tips and hacks is all of the things that I do within my kitchen to help make my life easier, what I do with my juice pulp, what I wash, what I don't wash, when I wash it, nighttime prep, getting creative with veggie scraps, and various recipes within this section. My honey infusions, freezing fresh herbs, preparing fresh artichokes, my topical hair treatment, repurposing broccoli trunks, how to reconstitute dried kelp or kombu. So many great nuggets of information in there for you. Section 3 is about zero waste. And this is my alcohol-free herbal hot toddies. FAQ here, so you understand how I make them and how you can make them at home as well. And then the recipes, of course. And let me give you a little inside look into the recipes so that you can maybe see if you resonate with some of these. Anytime you resonate with this information, you will understand it to be a tool for yourself in order to help you heal. So we've got the aches, the adrenals, the bacteria, the blood, the bones, the brain, the detox, the ears, the endocrine, the eyes, the gallbladder, the gut, the hair, the heart, the immune, the kidneys, the liver, the lungs, the lymph, the not men, but menstrual, the PMS, the pains, the skin, the thyroid, the viral, the youth. And then all of the recipes. And the thing that I like about this section the most is there's a juice recipe for every herbal hot toddy. And so when we're talking about the adrenals, for example, the juice is also supportive of the adrenals. And then the herbs that we're using for the hot toddy also supports the adrenals. So with everything that you're doing, you're making a juice to support the adrenals, then you're making a hot toddy with the juice pulp while you're adding herbs that support the adrenals. So this beautiful grassroots way of being able to not only repurpose our juice pulp, but to utilize the tools that God put on this planet for us to use in order to heal, thrive, and survive, and apply that to ourself to our journey to support the various parts of our body and various, symptoms that we really want to work to like either minimize like bacteria and viruses, or work to support like the immune system, the thyroid, the adrenals, that type of thing. So lots of great recipes in here for that. And then of course my other zero waste recipes, which are all so amazing. And then my smoothie cube recipes. And this is how I make my desserts, my dairy-free sorbets. A lot of good recipes there. Food waste, a global crisis. This will really make you rethink putting things in the garbage when you could repurpose them. Section 4 is about fueling. So we take a look into how I fuel myself. Cleansing and fasting. We go through my 5-day juice fast in the fall and winter, my 5-day spring and summer juice fast, what I eat in a week meal plan, my longevity supportive juice recipes, my longevity supportive herb smoothie recipes, and of course, like so many recipes for my meal of the day. Like, there's so many. There's just so many. And then, of course, my salsas and my dips. Lots of good stuff. Section 5, skin and stuff. This is the amazing section that Jenny helped to write. And like, if you are not a person to read ingredient labels, after reading this section, you're going to start taking everything out of your pantry and out of your bathroom cupboards, and you're going to start reading ingredient labels, because we have it broken down here in alphabetical order. There's over 3,000 ingredients that you can find on ingredient labels on your nice, clean, organic food and personal care and home care products. There is so much greenwashing that's happening right now, and a lot of the stuff that people are buying at their local organic market is just pure shit. This Platinum Standard Ingredient Guide, it will help you look at ingredients the way Jenny and I look at them, which is with like, we're really careful with what we put on and in our body. And so we break it down for you nice and easy. We either have a check mark that we do use it ourselves, or we have an X that we do not use it. And mind you, we can't get every single ingredient that's out there in this book. But what we say is just take your ingredient label, and if there's just one ingredient that has an X, then it's a product that we personally wouldn't use ourselves. And this is what the Platinum Standard is. It's raising the bar so that we are able to make better choices for ourselves with what we're putting on and in our body. So that's all that. It's super massive. All of this is just the ingredients. Like, look at all that. Okay. Let me just back it up here. And then we touch a little bit about extracts, because extracts is their own little beast on its own. We touch on lye, we touch on bentonite clay and lead. And then my skincare routine, what I do in the morning, the midday, the bedtime, the exfoliation, my signature scents, which are my aromatherapy rollerball recipes for how I smell nice without having added chemicals on my body. And then going head to head with the elephant in the waiting room. I'm not going to tell you about that section. That's just something that you'll need to read once you get the book. And this is all mindset stuff after that. And then, of course, we have the recipe and nutrient index so that you can navigate accordingly. And there you go. And that is the blueprint to my longevity lifestyle. And then I just wanted to mention too, as you know, I published Herbalicious, and this is the companion book. So ultimately, this talks about over 200 medicinal plants and how they support longevity and various parts of the body, and all the anti-inflammatory constituents, the antioxidants, the phytochemical compounds, and how they support the human body towards great health and longevity. So when you go through the recipes, whether it's for the herbal hot toddies or whether it's the herbal infusion recipes, and you see a herb that's here and it's for, let's say, eye health, but you say to yourself, okay, well, other than eye health, how can this particular herb, how else can it support the body? Well, now you go to Herbalicious and you find that herb in this book and you can read 10 other health benefits of that particular herb. So now you have a more comprehensive understanding that when you're using a herbal recipe from this book, cross-reference it with Herbalicious and you can learn a little bit more about what that one particular herb is doing for your body when you're using it outside of just supporting eye health, for example. Make sense? So let's talk about the price. This book is an investment. $274 US if you purchase it through curateforlife.com. $277.77 US if you purchase it through anywhere online that you buy your books, whether it's Barnes & Noble or Amazon.com. You can purchase this book through Booktopia. It's also available at Waterstones in the UK, and eventually it'll be available through Chapters Indigo in Canada. But the cheapest place to buy this book is through curateforlife.com. There's the URL, and you can purchase a signed copy of my longevity textbook. You may be thinking, I want this book, but I can't afford it. And then my question to you will be, are you on a lot of supplements? If you want this book and you can't afford it because you are on a supplement-heavy healing protocol, I will help you shave down your supplement list so that it not only saves you money month over month and year over year, but it'll also help you to afford the blueprint to my longevity lifestyle. Just send me a DM if you're interested, and I'll share some more details with you. Okay, that is all. Toodles!